How's it going, everybody? Making another video, as always, brought to you by Whiskey Balvenie this time. But basically, I was kind of just watching some nerd videos, D&D stuff, and as usual, there's always some amount of drama. So I try to look and see what the drama going around is, and I guess it's a little bit dated. It's been a couple weeks. So I haven't been on top of it, but you have this drama because of some these people named Satine Phoenix and I can't even remember her boyfriend Jameson Stone, and I guess there's some drama. I mean, let me just look at this. So I guess it turns out that this guy is a douchebag. Who'd have thunk it, right? And this is the Satine Phoenix girl. I guess she's a former porn star. And the thing is that they're both now, I guess, into D&D, and they have some sort of D&D webcast. And I don't know all the details, but I just saw some videos talking about how they were douchebags, or I guess they didn't pay somebody, or I'm not even really sure. But it's like, I don't know, it's like this thing about nerd culture that's kind of happened. It kind of sets me off sometimes. It's like you look at these people and you're like, who the fuck are these people? Why? These are not nerds, they're these grifting nerds. When I say grifter, like they're these attention-seeking people that find whatever's popular and use it as a sort of vector to get people to pay attention to them, right? And this fucking eyeshadow on this douchebag. And fucking look at this shit. But it's like the obvious people where you're like, oh, some porn star and her douchebag boyfriend. How about that? That's innovative. Never seen that before. But it's like, who are these fucking people, and why are they in my nerd culture? Why are they here? You know what I mean? It's like, who the fuck are these people? I don't even want to talk about them because they're so obviously douchebag. I mean, I'm commenting on people I don't know about, but they're come on. I don't want to fucking even talk about those fucking people. It's like, how did these people come into nerd culture? They're not what you like. I'm talking about D&D. I've been playing D&D since I was in middle school. And I'm in my 40s now. Never in my life been around people like that in Dungeons and Dragons. And I don't know if part of it is that sort of Critical Role Matt Mercer effect. I'm not that interested. I've watched Critical Role. I can't watch it too long because I just kind of get bored watching other people play D&D. I mean, and in fairness, theirs is the most entertaining one of all of them, but they're all professional. You can tell just watching it that they're either, I don't know if they're all professional actors, but you can tell that they're maybe voice actors or something like that. No D&D game goes like that I've ever been a part of. And there's this totally unrealistic view of what gaming culture is, or nerd culture. And you have these people these fucking porn stars get into it, and they just attention-seeking grifters. And it's what fucking cult? What happened to my nerd culture? It's just surreal. I'm just kind of ranting because drinking. But it's who are these fucking people? Why are they here? Who fucking cares about these idiots? Why are we doing? I imagine there's a whole generation of kids that tune in to watch this stuff, and they think that's how actual games go. Matt Mercer's games on Critical Role. No game goes like that. Where and not to take anything away from that guy. He's a great DM and all that, but they're so synthetic those games. Like they're not natural at all. Like when you get together with your friends to play D&D, like you're a bunch of dorks and you just dork out. Half the time you're not even playing, you're just dorking, like you're ranting about fucking, the lead singer of Motley Crue and what, remember that time, and you just kind of go off on stupid shit. And there's some, remember Joey who cracked out on acid and was banging a midget in a playground and the cops got called on him. That's a real story. But stuff like that, like that's what you talk about in games. Like that's what games are actually like. And you see these synthetic environments. I call them synthetic. They're just like unnatural environments, right? Like nobody interacts that way. Like these aren't friends per se. Maybe they are, but like it doesn't have any of the sort of camaraderie or sort of relaxed attitude of any real games. Like you watch these things online and they're I don't want to say they're scripted, but they're whenever you put a camera on somebody, they're not acting normal, right? They're just there for, and that camera there just attracts all sorts of fucking weirdos, and that's kind of just become a part of the nerd culture, right? Is that it's attracted all these attention-seeking weirdos that, like, I personally doubt that they even give a damn about the hobby at all, right? Is that they're just grifters, right? Like, yeah, I mean, look at that dude. What was his name? Jameson. Joe. Let's look at this guy again. It's just like, what the fuck? Oh, this guy's a douchebag. You don't say. You don't say. And I like look somebody's after, just like Zach Sabbath talking shit. These are like people whose band didn't make it because they made terrible music, and so they got into like trying to be D&D celebrities, right? At least this guy's got Mandy Morbid's douchey port. That's actually kind of funny. At least he knows him. At least he's honest. Give him that. Like this stuff, man, it's just like, who are these fucking people? Like, what has happened to nerd culture? Like, when did being a nerd just become this like cool thing, right? And it's not like, I don't resent people coming into like nerd, appreciating dorky things, right? But it's like, I sort of question their sincerity and just the sort of effect that they have. Like, it's probably not going to last, and eventually, probably here soon, nerd culture will go back to being nerd culture, right? It's like when I picture D&D nerds, I don't picture some porn star with her fucking chiseled out douchebag boyfriend. I picture some fat guy with a beard and like Gary Gygax, like that's what nerd culture is, right? And it has always been. And these are we're the ones that have really been in, like, not all these fucking pretty people. I'm tired of these pretty people. I don't know. Fuck pretty people. It's just like sort of, I don't want to say, well, it's like a hijacking, right? It's like something became popular. Maybe it was because of, I don't know why, it was like Big Bang Theory, maybe. And suddenly nerd became cool. And then all these people, these just sort of, became cool, and they just pile in, like tattoos used to be. Like, it used to be, you got a tattoo, you're kind of edgy. And now every fucking dork has a bunch of tattoos and like, whatever, right? But it's like, what is the effect that it's having? Like, it's like this pseudo popular, it's like they've taken over, right? And now, douchey people now are like the face of nerd culture, and they've made it sort of popular and I guess mainstream, and like, but is it even real? You know what I mean? Like, are they really even a part of it? Like, I question, I don't know, I like I guess they're on there and you can see them playing D&D, but are they just going to move on to the next thing? Or like, what is their actual effect on the sort of cultural sphere? Is maybe that's why there's a lot of drama in fucking nerd culture now is because of these douchebags, right? Like you see a lot of drama, like about what they call, like progressive culture, SJW culture, and it's getting into all the games, and you're like, is it really? Like, like, is that really a problem? Or, I mean, if you're playing amongst your friends or people like trying to proselytize to you on their political spectrum, like, I haven't had that problem. But people get all mad about that shit online. I mean, fuck, people are posting constantly. People are still pissed off about fucking Star Wars movies. There should be another video, like the whole obsession people have with knocking Star Wars. Like, I don't like I loved the 80s Star Wars when I was a kid. Star Wars kind of died for me with the prequels. They were so bad. And so when the new ones came out, I didn't fucking like them, right? And that was it. I was like, well, these fucking movies suck, just like the last one sucked. And that was it. And I just let it go, right? But there's still these sort of toxic fandoms because maybe it's because all the attention, like people still like you can just go on any day on YouTube and people are bitching about Star Wars still. Like I fucking just don't watch it. And the same with like D&D culture and all these nerd cultures, like all these weird political influences are coming in that were never really there, and even now aren't really a problem except for these attention-seeking idiots that make it a problem, right? And just, is it even real? Is it even really a problem? Like that's what I think the effect of like these sort of, they're like, those what do they call them, reality TVs. No, TV's not big anymore, but like reality TV moved on to like YouTube, and now all these attention-seeking people just they're narcissistic weirdos that bring lots of drama and they create problems where there really aren't any problems, right? Like I've never had political problems with my D&D groups, right? Like nobody's forcing you to like, oh, we want you to, you're gonna have to play, a gay elf or something. Like these things, people bitching about that stuff, the politics or whatever, like these aren't problems. Right? It's just like you're just fighting about shit on Twitter that nobody actually is a problem, like messing with. And it's because you bring in these fucking highly narcissistic douchebags, like these people who come with all sorts of baggage, and then they just inject this bullshit into the nerd culture where all the regular nerds are just like, I like Star Trek, and we don't care about that stuff. And we're generally pretty, I mean, nerds are the most open people there are, right? Just traditional, right? They were always the ones because you were always on the fringes, so you weren't about to judge other people, right? You're always like the sort of last refuge of the freaks, right? And it will probably go back to being, it will always be that way. And I don't know, I guess if I can wrap this up, is the sort of drama around nerd culture really just a product of bringing in these attention-seeking, goofy, narcissistic idiots, right? Like if nerd culture just eventually I think it will go back to being sort of fringe. Maybe fringe is the word, but I don't know, just a boutique thing. And then all the drama will die down, right? And we'll all go back to just being nerds playing with your friends. An AC turned on, which means I guess it's time to wrap up this video. So I don't know. I guess that's my random ranting. What is the effect of these toxic personalities? Like I don't even want to comment on these fucking people anymore. They're just so obviously douchey. It's fucking like some porn girl and her douchebag boyfriend. Really? They brought drama? No. Color me shocked. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. Here's what it is. I will see you later and make a late video. Salud.